Hey, this is Nathalie Kalbach, and I'm here with a super duper special guest, my friend Andrea Gomoll, which is really hard for me to say in English. Andrea Gomoll, because we are buddies from Germany. So, hi Andrea, how are you?
Hi! So excited to be here.
Andrea and I, we go back for a very long time. I think we started around the same time with this whole adventure and dabbling into crafts and arts. And so we have seen each other many, 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 many times in person. We have taught together. And I actually just saw her recently at a workshop we taught together in Germany, and it was super fun to see her. This is the very first time that I'm interviewing her, though. And the weirdest thing for both of us is that we're going to speak English to each other. So, yay! Hi, Andrea.
Let's see how this works.
Yeah, so Andrea has been with Creative Jumpstart, I would say, actually from the beginning.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
I think you have been there every single year for 8 times then. And I'm so super stoked that you will still agree to come back. Yay!
Yeah, I'm always super excited because I just love the concept of it.
So Andrea, tell, for those of the people that might not know you, which this has to change, tell them a little bit about yourself, where you are, what you do, what your art is.
Yeah, so I'm Andrea Gomoll from Germany, a little small town, Falkensee, very, very close to Berlin. So I think everybody knows where Berlin is in Germany. So I always say I'm from Berlin, Germany. And I'm a working mixed media artist. I've always been into creative endeavors in some form. I started media design back in 2000 and then worked in an advertising agency. So kind of always, have been creative in my private life, but also in my job. And then in 2009, I think I quit my day job in the advertising agency to allow more time for or to try to turn my passion into my business. And ever since then I'm working as a wedding photographer because photography is my second passion. And as an artist, mixed media artist, doing mostly I'm into whimsical, playful illustrations, very colorful. Working with watercolors, but in a less traditional way. So always kind of mixing in some other medias like texture paste and whatnot, collage type of things. So that's my thing, and I also love to, dip my toes into other creative areas paper crafts and planners and sketchbooks, sketching. So I'm a typical Gemini, I guess. There's always this fear of missing out if you don't do it all, and there's so many things that I'm totally interested in and that I love to do and love to try. And I think that's what keeps it fresh for me. And I think that's about it. I teach online classes, live classes, as Nathalie already mentioned, and have my illustrations available as stamps. So that's actually the major part of my art business side. And I guess that's about it in a nutshell.
Yeah, she is really a jack of all trades, and I love her stamp designs. I love her. You do a lot of whimsical faces too. So if you check her out, it's really cool. So one thing that I want to know, because Creative Jumpstart's theme this year, and a lot of people might know that every year there's a theme that we have or that I come up with, and then we send it out to the artists and say, hey, you have 10 minutes to think of something that has to do with this theme, but you have a lot of freedom. So this year the theme will be My Home is My Castle. And so I want to know, Andrea, what does home actually mean for you?
Actually, different things. And first of all, of course, the place that I live, the home that I live in, the area that I live in, but for me, actually, it is. I've never been a person that is like deeply rooted here in the area where I was born, where I live. So I live here, and it's okay. But Thomas, my husband, and me, we keep on like fantasizing about moving somewhere, maybe even to another country one day. Just because it's so home for me is more like a feeling than a place, actually. The feeling that I feel good somewhere. It could be like the Baltic Ocean, for example. Whenever we go to the Baltic Ocean here in Germany, it kind of feels like coming home, because I feel like so relaxed and free and grounded and happy whenever we are there. Whenever I see the ocean, I feel totally at home. Way more than here where we actually live. So for me, it is more about a feeling. Also, like to be surrounded by the people that support you, that you love, that love you, where you just can be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, no masquerade, no have-tos.
Yeah.
But where you can just be you and be loved and be cherished for who you are, for what you are. So that's actually what home is to me. So it could be like a faraway place. For example, we love to travel to Ireland, and I have actually no like connection, like how do you say that?
Genealogy, I think.
Genealogical, whatever.
Your like ancestors are not coming from there.
Yeah, I have no roots and
Right.
no like relation to Ireland, but I always felt like a deep connection to Ireland. I don't know, and whenever we go to Ireland, it just feels like coming home, because it's just like this feeling that you can breathe and you can be who you are, and you kind of feel good and happy and relaxed, and so for me, home can be anywhere where you are. You can be yourself and
exactly.
feel good and happy.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I also think it's interesting that you just mentioned the Baltic Sea. So as I said, I was just at the Baltic Sea with Andrea. We were teaching. This interview is recorded way ahead of time. You will be seeing this. And it was interesting to me. I spent a couple of days before in Hamburg. And there are times where, that's my hometown, or my home city, there are times where I miss it. But it was funny. I felt like really good, like not homesick when I was there. But then I was at the harbor. I saw the water. I saw the ships. And I got homesick, which was kind of odd because I was home, right? Like, I mean, home is also here. Home is there. It's kind of weird. And then I also felt the same thing at the Baltic Sea. I went out to the ocean after the workshop, after one of my workshops, and it started raining. And I think the rain added to this feeling of being home.
Yes, I guess you can.
But I had the same feeling that you just described at the Baltic Sea, that I felt like home. And I think maybe it has something to do with like the water, or there's something about water and having like this possibility, as you said, to breathe and to be able to, and maybe it is because also Europe is like so, especially Germany is so dense, right? Like there's not, I mean, we have nature, don't get me wrong, like there are forests and everything, as you can attest to, I guess, but we are very, it's not like you drive for like many hours and there's like nothing, as for example in Australia or in the States, or right, it's like it's very dense, everything. And I don't know, maybe I don't know, I don't think you can drive more than 45 minutes without touching anything anywhere.
No, definitely not.
Right?
I don't think.
So I guess like the ocean is kind of like, that's where it opens up, or water is where it opens up.
Yeah, where kind of the freedom.
Yeah, no people. That's funny. That's an interesting point. Cool. I like what you think about, or what home means to you. So, we mentioned before that you have a very whimsical style. So I know we are seeing the background of part of your studio, so that's definitely I can see the whimsical in there. But let's say like outside of the studio, because you know we have areas that we share, right?
It looks exactly like that. My husband Thomas is very, very supportive.
No. That's what I wanted to know. Like, do you actually like carry this? Like have the like what's the whimsical feel that you have throughout your house? Like, is it definitely like colors and your art on the walls?
Let's put it that way. I always kind of start out clean and simple because actually in a home environment I like that.
Yeah.
I kind of need that as an opposite, I guess.
Yeah.
To those like crowded, colorful, busy places. But I tend to always add to it, and here's something and there's something, and because whenever I do something, I kind of feel bad to just put it like in a drawer or something.
Yeah.
So I just put like a canvas here and a canvas there, and something I drew there, and a card here and a card there, and so it kind of creeps into the other rooms and into the whole apartment step by step, up to a certain point where I feel like it's too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need like a fresh start. It's like when you put up the Christmas decoration, you're all excited about it, and it's so beautiful, and
Right.
all those shining lights. However, when January comes around, at a certain point, you just want it away.
Yeah.
You just can't. And then it's all like clean and fresh, and you think, oh my God, there's so much space, and it
Right.
looks so. And it's the same with my artwork and with whimsical and things. I tend to have them everywhere, and then up to a certain point, but then it's like too much for me, and I have to put it away again. And again, like Thomas is very, very supportive with that. So if I put like a pink glitter canvas somewhere, it is okay for him actually. So he likes it. I think he's kind of proud of what I do, and
he definitely is. I can.
It is okay for him, and
Yeah.
it's kind of everywhere. It just put things, but not only my artwork. I also love tiny, how do you say, things. If I see something cute, I just buy it and put it somewhere. And so I think I tried to keep it away from everywhere, but it just goes there naturally. So
I think actually your place is very, like, from what your studio is unbelievable organized. Like, it is whimsical, but it is like when you know what I mean, like, oh, you just cleaned up. No, I'm just kidding.
It depends. At times it is, however, not always. Again, it's like a big mess up to a certain point where you can't see the table anymore, and if you just push something aside, everything's falling off. So up to that point, and then it's like it's taking away my creativity. It's like breathtaking, and then I need to put everything away and clean everything. It's like fresh start, and then I feel like inspired again. So.
I love the wall color that you have in your studio. So do you paint do you have your house painted in different colors in different rooms, or?
Yeah, definitely. Thomas is a painter.
Yeah.
Not like an artist painter, but
yeah.
So we love color, and we actually have, in our living room we have a red wall, a deep red wall, and in our bedroom we have like a cafe latte, cappuccino type of color. So we love to play with color, not like too much color. Like here in this room, that's actually the only wall that is painted, and the other walls are white because again I kind of need that. Something to balance it off. Yeah. So that it's not like.
Also makes the room often feel way smaller, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, but depending on the colors. We have colors everywhere, and I also love to change the color ever so often because it just gives you a completely different feeling for the area that's surrounding you.
So are you more into colorful? Like, are you also into like wallpaper, or like is it just color?
Actually, it's only color because Um, I know myself again. Like I add a picture here, a frame there, a dream catcher here, something else there. So actually, if I would use wallpapers
Yeah.
like with designs on it, I love design wallpapers. I
Yeah.
love looking at them whenever we are in the like hardware store. Is it hardware
Yeah.
store?
Yeah.
I love those designs, but I know that they wouldn't work for me because if you have like a super designy wallpaper and then you put things on it, it's like way too busy and way too loud. So that's why we always go with just the normal
Right.
white wallpaper and then painting it in a color, and then you can go from there and kind of add your own little touches
Right.
here and there to make it yours.
It's funny. I'm also not a wallpaper person, but I have one of my best friends. She loves to. She has like 2 walls in her home that she regularly like do something, every couple of years with design wallpaper, and I love it. But it's just like you can't put anything else on there. Although she has one room where she has like a birch kind of pattern, the birch tree pattern. On the wall, and I was like, this is actually kind of cool. You could put like, paintings on there, and it would look
Yeah,
great.
like you're always kind of also thinking further.
Right, exactly.
So actually, with wallpaper, that's the design for me.
Right, exactly.
But I want to put it take it further.
Right.
I want to design once the wall is finished. Then I want to start to design.
It's just your hanging place. That's like where you mount.
Exactly, it's like a blank canvas. I
Exactly.
A blank canvas with an inspiring color, and then I can go wild and crazy.
That is so funny. So, when you look at like, I don't know, like how you gather inspiration, but is there any artistic inspiration that you gather from your home? Like, I don't know. There could be like, the colors that you, or maybe it's the other way around, that you're like, oh, that was a great color that I used in my art. Or
I'm inspired by the wall colors. No, really, I kind of like to surround myself with a lot of things that inspire me and by things that I'm currently into. Again, Gemini.
Yeah.
I kind of always find new things that I'm interested in and that kind of inspire me, and then I want to learn all about it, and I buy books, and that's just what keeps me going. I think for me and for Gemini in general, it's like I think the worst thing in the world if you would have to stop with just one thing, and you can't explore and discover new things and find other things. So, but basically, I like to surround myself with things that inspire me, that actually make me feel good, like a good vibration.
Yeah.
And that kind of inspires me. Like I have many like little sacred spaces, do you call it like that? Like little spaces where I put things that I enjoy and that just make me happy and make me feel good, like crystals. I love crystals and healing stones and candles and I don't know, incense sticks and little like figurines. So I kind of have those little places or spaces everywhere in every room, and that kind of always inspires me, and I always kind of add to it, like also things that I find in my home, like extra things like feathers. Whenever I find a feather, I'm driving everybody around me nuts, because whenever I see a feather, I have to go there and pick it up. Feathers, I don't know, now it's autumn, at least right now as we're recording, it's autumn, and like leaves, colorful leaves, and acorns, and what are the other things called?
Chestnuts?
Yeah. Or, I don't know, tiny sticks, or whenever we're at the Baltic Ocean, like shells and stones and driftwood and sea glass, and I'm kind of always trying to see those small things surrounding me, and those totally inspire me, and I just bring them into my home, and it just makes me happy looking at it, and puts me in a happy place, and being in a happy place, I feel inspired to create, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot. I like to collect a lot of stuff too, and I have little spaces too where it's like gathering of, certain things that make me happy or remind me on something. So I assume most people do that, unless you're like super duper duper minimalistic. Or I just had my husband's cousin. She just moved into a tiny house, so as a retirement. So she had like one of those like beautiful like newly built tiny houses, like a wooden house, like a trailer. So she had to get rid of a ton of stuff because you can't put everything in there. It's just like a space issue. And she was talking about some of the things that she was like getting rid of, and I guess in a way it sounded freeing, and in a way I also thought, oh my god, I don't know if I can do that. That is so hard. Like, she was talking about like papers from school or drawings from school. Maybe that's not, but if I would think like, should I keep my baby shoes, or you know what I mean? Like, I think I would have a hard time parting with it. I think I wouldn't be a good person for a tiny home. You?
Definitely not. Definitely not. It's always like in the back of my head. Right now we're living like in a really, actually large apartment.
Yeah.
So I think Thomas not so much, but I am, again, like I'm a hoarder. I'm a memory keeper. I have to keep everything. And whenever I think of someday we might have to move somewhere, and it's already like the thought of it is already driving me crazy, because again, it's so hard for me to part with things that hold memories. And for me, there's a lot of things that hold memories. Like other people might, how do you say? It's like one people's treasure, the other people's. You know what I mean? One
person's garbage, the other person's treasure, or something like that.
Something like that. And for me, I definitely wouldn't be a person for that. So for me, this is also what kind of adds this personality. And I love to look at those apartments or houses that are like super stylish, or just in a shabby chic style, whichever, but very clean and simple and have one style and stick to it. I love it, but I couldn't do it because, on the other hand, for me, those nooks and crannies, those tiny things that you have everywhere, kind of also add this personality to a home.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's nice to look at those super duper stylish homes, but for me, something that is missing is this personal touch, this personality. And I think you add this with your own things, with your own, I don't know, artwork, but also with things you're interested in here and there and everywhere. Right. So I could never like get rid of everything and just live clean and simple, and no, not my thing. And I hope I never have to get rid of all this. We can only go bigger. We definitely can't
not smaller. That's funny. So that was super fun, Andrea. I can't say Andrea because you are Andrea. So anyway. So as this is airing probably in December, is there anything that's coming up in the next couple weeks that you want to tell people about, to check out, classes, products, anything?
Yeah, actually right now I'm working on a watercolor class. Nice. Again, in combination with mixed media, and it's gonna be, I already know the name, it's Watercolor Alchemy.
Oh, cool.
So it's supposed to be like with different compartments. It's like a buffet where you pick what you like, and different like sections, different themes, and you kind of can combine your own themes class. Cool. So that's actually the basic idea, but it's not all like set in stone, but it's just something that I'm working on right now that will be coming up in the new year, definitely. So, but if you sign up for my newsletter, then you will like be in the loop and receive the news once there's something like, how do you say, specific
right
to share about that. And so many ideas, but so many ideas for a little time actually. No, I'm just like planning some live classes for the new year, also some live classes here in Berlin. So if you are in that area, probably most of you are not, but Then yeah, stay tuned. Something's coming up there, and yeah, well, I'll just see. Usually, it's just I just let go with the flow. You know, I don't plan too far ahead. I have so many classes that I have planned or in my head planned
Right.
for a long time, but I kind of never get to it. And
Yeah.
usually, whenever I have an idea that really sparks the fire, I have to go and run with it and do it.
Right.
Do it now. So it could be that next week I come up with an online class, just because it totally hit me and I
Right.
felt like I have to do that now. I just love that idea so much. So usually those ideas that I want to do that someday, I'm not even sure if I will ever get
Right,
there.
right. Yeah, I know this. It's the same for me. So that's cool. So check out her website. It's going to be at the end of the. I will post about her website so you can check out Andrea. Also sign up for Creative Jumpstart. Use her link. And thank you so much, Andrea. I can't wait to see what you're doing for Creative Jumpstart. And
Yay!
tschüss.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Bye.